Experts say OpenAI could run out of cash by mid-2027. OpenAI just honestly looks desperate. Meanwhile, you got Claude that has been on the rise.
Claude has emerged as one of the most favored AI platforms. That guy Claude is very busy.
Anthropic has updated its AI model, Claude Opus 4.6.
It hit #1 spot on the App Store, dethroning ChatGPT for the first time ever.
My team and I run AI across dozens of companies every single day, and I see what works and what doesn't. And that's why I've switched everybody over to Claude. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what I found when I looked under the hood of both companies, the tools inside Claude that most people don't even know exist, and if you stick around till the very end, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make the switch from ChatGPT, or any AI, to Claude without losing your memory, your context, or your projects. Starting with why I'm betting on Claude in the first place. You gotta bet on the right horse. Whatever AI tool I choose is gonna be a massive part of my workflows, my team, my companies I'm involved in, how I freaking operate. So I have to pick the right horse when it comes to AI. OpenAI right now, starting to run ads inside its product. If you think it's free, it's not. You know who's paying? You with your data. They're projected to do 14 billion in loss in 26. And a lot of the analysts are projecting that they're gonna run out of cash by mid-2027. They've got $1.5 trillion in financial commitments and they don't have the revenue to back it up. And that's not playing offense, that's making moves out of pressure. Then you have Anthropic, the people who built Claude. Cash burns dropping every year. They're on track to break even years before OpenAI, and their revenues doubled in the last 12 months from 10 to 20 billion. It's crazy because they're a third of the size of OpenAI, so right off the bat, they're more efficient. And the most important part, the people that are at the edge of AI are picking Claude. Plus, Claude's entire ecosystem is leading the pack in the whole AI space. They're literally the innovators. Claude Chat, your best writing and research partner. Crazy. Claude Chrome, it does things in your browser for you when you don't know where the thing is on the website. Claude Cowork, doing the work on your actual computer, refiling, restructuring, searching for stuff. And Claude Code, allowing you to write custom solutions, scripts, whatever you need without knowing how to write code. And that's why I want to go into each one of these so you can see what I mean. Point number 2, Claude Chat. Most people assume that it's basically the same as ChatGPT. It's not. First, memory. ChatGPT holds a 1 million token context window and you've got Claude saying the same. Here's the deal. It's not how big it is, it's how it's used. And Claude's just stays sharper and more relevant where ChatGPT is just trying to play catch up, just throwing stuff at the wall. It's like comparing engine types. You can have the same 6-liter engines, but they don't work the same. The second is tonality. Just look at how ChatGPT answers you. It's literally like, it just gives you an answer. Claude gives you something a sharp person on your team would have written. Why? It's memory, it's structure, the way it's taught. For writing, it's always been the best, but now it's getting really good for framework strategy. Essentially, the voice control is on a completely different level for how it actually helps you. For example, at Martell Ventures, we have people applying all the time for investments. So we have them fill out an intake form, which has a bunch of data, revenue, team size, their struggles, their goals, everything. When we were using ChatGPT to analyze that, all the insight was just surface level, kind of stuff that any basic person could figure out. Claude found correlations between revenue ranges, pain points, and even brought up things that we didn't even think to think about. A completely different analysis. And in simple terms, when you use Claude versus GPT, it just feels more substantial, more polished, more relevant. It's like talking to a really smart person that can also explain themselves in very simple terms to make you feel smart. GPT just feels like it's annoyed with you. And look, we're gonna dive into some really geeky stuff at the end of this video, and it can be a little overwhelming. So if you want, I put together an AI cheat sheet that shows CEOs and their teams how to do twice the work in half the time. It'll help you understand everything we're about to talk about. So if you want that, just DM me the word YouTube AI on Instagram and I'll send it right over. All right, so Claude thinks better and it writes better, but what about when you're working in your browser? That's where Claude in Chrome comes in and it's gonna blow your mind. Point 3 is Claude in Chrome. Now I know, does it work in other browsers? They're not supported yet. And honestly, Chrome's the best one, so just migrate yourself over to Chrome. This browser extension, which is very simple, just go to the extensions, the browser, and just go install, okay? And it's gonna ask you to connect to your Claude account, boom, you're good to go. Essentially, this extension turns your browser into an AI-powered workspace. Claude sits in this little tiny panel to the right and it sees what you see. It knows where you're at. It knows what you're doing and you can ask it anything. You could have your email open and say, hey, process this thread of emails and tell me the TLDR, which means summary. You could be in Amazon and be like, I need to turn on two-factor authentication because I heard security is a thing, and ask it to do it. And it will navigate Amazon and do it for you. I even had it. This one's gonna blow your mind. Don't tell my team. I had to go through all my Slack messages, find the ones I didn't reply to, reply for me. Save the replies in a spreadsheet so I could see what I said to the people because I was behind. I was gone for a week, but nobody noticed. Anything that's in the browser, it knows how to do. Google Sheets, Google Docs, emails, Notion, just watch it work. You wanna do competitive research? It can do it. You wanna pull pricing from other people, positioning, brand stuff? It can do it. Things like I just said used to be an afternoon worth of work that's done in minutes automatically for you. They even have this crazy feature where you can record your workflow doing something. Let's say it's project management, or it's like managing your Slack channel or processing email, and it'll record what you're doing and then it'll document what you did into an SOP for other people to follow, or you can have AI do it for you. And I'm gonna show you visually in the teach section. No copy pasting, no switching apps. Now let me show you how it works. So let's say you wanna do some research on a competitor. I'm gonna open up my competitor's website and I'm gonna click the extension icon and it's gonna show that panel. I'm gonna prompt it with my voice because I use this tool called Whisperflow because I like to talk to my AI. Pull the pricing, the features, and positioning from this page. Now Claude reads the page, extracts everything, and organizes for you. What's cool is you can even tell it to do it on 2 or more competitors and then ask Claude to compile all 3 of those into a comparison sheet. You can even record the whole thing so that Claude knows how to do it step by step in the future and it learns and it repeats itself on its own. Can I just mention that that doesn't cost you anything? If you have an account, there are other tools you could use to do this. They're gonna charge you some money. This is free. Your team can use this. Imagine the productivity. If everybody used these kind of tools, they'd be, what? Double more productive, triple, 5, 10x. It's crazy. So Chrome handles the browser, but what about everything on your computer, your files, the apps, the workflows that happen off the web? That's Cowork. Claude Chat is where you chat and it thinks with you, but it's only gonna reply if you prompt. Claude Cowork acts for you. It's an agent that works on your actual computer, not in the browser, on your desktop. So that means it can open apps, it can organize files, it can pull information from multiple sources. It can open up a browser, like I just showed you, and get information, but pull all of that to then run that analysis locally. And they've even added a feature recently that lets you set it up on a schedule so it can run automatically. Think about all the work you do all throughout your day that you could just be like, set it and forget it. Have you ever seen that infomercial? The guy that makes the chicken with the air fryer and he's like, just set it and forget it. Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it.
When I saw Claude Cowork, I was like, oh, it's like the chicken fryer guy. Set it and forget it. Boom. You're gonna feel guilty that you can take your whole afternoon off to go wake surf because you don't have to do the work anymore. Let me tell you how crazy this can be. One of the things I do as a keynote speaker is create slides for my presentations. I have hundreds of slides I've done in the past. All I did was gave Cowork access to that folder. It analyzed my slides and I asked it to create new slides for a new talk, and all I gave it was the outline. And it found the images and it put the words and it restructured because it had access to all my files. How much time do you spend trying to recreate systems, processes for your clients, for your team, when you have enough history for it to learn off of, and it can actually create a first draft that's pretty freaking done all by itself? So here's a real example that you can do right now. Let's say every Monday, you've got to send a weekly update to your team, which most people have to do. You can tell Cowork, I'm just going to use that little button here to listen to my voice, pull the latest updates from my project docs, and I let go. It knows how to read through your files. It can figure out what is a project doc, and then you can tell it, summarize the key updates and send a recap on Slack. And then Cowork writes the summary and just sends it. If you set it up in a schedule, that's a 10-minute task that you never have to do ever again. You keep stacking those 10-minute tasks, all of a sudden you get 2-3 hours back a day. Cowork. And here's the big idea. With AI, you don't need to do the work, you need to direct it. Be the director, not the doer. All right, so this next one is for my technical friends, the people that like to be at the edge. For all the nerds out there, this one is insane. Point number 5, Claude Code. Have you ever written a line of code? Cool part is, it doesn't matter. You don't need to. Claude Code builds custom tools, websites, automations, built exactly for your business. All you gotta do to program it is describe with words what you want in plain English, and Claude builds it. You know how I said it was for the nerds? I lied. Anybody can do it. I've taught my 12-year-old son all the way to my 60-year-old CEO. He's not 60, he loves when I say that. His name is Todd. Instead of paying tens of thousands of dollars to a programmer to build these things that kind of fit and then you gotta iterate and go back and forth, it just builds exactly what you need. And if it doesn't, you just go, please change this. Please add this. My favorite is, it's not working, can you fix it? And you'll watch it debug itself. The crazy part is the people who built Claude Code use Claude Code to build itself. All my engineers that work for me at Martell Ventures, they've all chosen Claude Code. It is the best, it's the cleanest, it's got the best output, the best planning. You get to use the same power as my nerdy team to build whatever you want. And what makes this awesome is because they all live in the same ecosystem. You got chat and the Chrome browser extension and Cowork and Code, it all lives in that same place. So what I do is I go to chat for my ideation, then I research stuff using Chrome and collect it, then I execute any automation in Cowork, and then I build custom tools in Code. These are the foundations for you to have full autonomy, to have it work for you so that you're not doing this. I believe in this so much that recently I shut down my company for 2 days to teach everybody how to use Claude Code. Literally 100 people stopped working so I could teach them how to use this. I brought in people that could help them with the configuration. We built little teams. They chose problems in the business they wanted to solve. I watched every one of those teams build tools that almost automated their whole workload. The demos were crazy, the inspiration was high, and the best part is everybody left feeling confident that they were prepared for the future. And look, shutting down the company was a massive investment in time and productivity and just real costs, salary, labor, etc., and hiring people to come in and teach them. But I believe the output was massive, like a 3x improvement. Plus we solved the biggest problems in the business in those 2 days, so we get that benefit and we get the benefit of compounding growth over time. So here's an example that you can do right now. Let's say you need a landing page. So I just open up Claude Code, which is another tab in the app. So I've got chat, Cowork, and Code. So I'm just gonna hold down my whisper flow and I'll say something like, build me a landing page for my coaching business. The offer is 12 weeks and essentially it's for business owners who wanna buy back their time. Let's say the price is $5,000, include a headline, 3 benefits, testimonial section, and a sign up button. Stop, watch it cook. Claude builds a full page. And look, if I don't like the way it looks, I just say, redesign it, make it look like Apple. Enter. Now watch. It looks fucking awesome. And you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to mess with CSS and JavaScript and try to figure out how to host it or do any of that crazy stuff. And if you were to pay somebody to do this, it would cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. And the cool part is that if you're like, what happens after the button they hit submit, you can just tell it, write the feature that allows the email to get captured and put into my email marketing tool. What email marketing tool? You tell me, which one do you use? Do you want to use MailChimp? It's free, cool. Load it into MailChimp. Learning to let go from the need of doing it and trusting the tool to go create for you is the opportunity for everybody. And if you still feel confused while it's doing it, you can just tell it, assume I am non-technical and I am confused. Please tell me how you just did that. And it will. So now you've seen the full picture. You've got chat, you've got the Chrome tool, you've got Cowork and Code, all there. But I know there's something still holding you back. So we got to fix that right now. Point number 6, make the switch. You're probably thinking to yourself, I have spent months in ChatGPT. It knows my voice, it has my stuff, it knows my business, and I just don't want to start over. Is it really that good, Dan? It takes 2 minutes to make that switch without losing any of that. So you just go into your settings, click capabilities, import memory from an AI provider, and hit start import. So then Claude gives you a pre-written prompt that you just got to copy. Then you go into ChatGPT or any other tool you're using and you paste that prompt. So that'll tell the AI how to pull out everything it knows. So then it'll spit out everything about you, your preferences, your context, how you work. So then you copy that output and then you go back into Claude and then you paste it into the text box and then you click add to memory. Done. Easy peasy. Everything your old AI learned about you, it's all in there. And now you've got the power of Claude and all these tools at your disposal. So now you can start to use Claude without having to start from scratch. And if you want to see the power of Claude even further, here's my pro tip. Just go to connectors, add your Gmail and Google Docs, and ask it to create a tone writing guide and save it as a skill. It's this simple. Just write, build a, write like Dan, insert your name, skill from my last 50 sent emails and 10 recent Google Docs. Watch it do that.